down, smoking high, I am not round. I'm not round, no denying what I got now. I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, locked down.
Good day people. So today we're on the matiz. We're going to get the timing belt knocked out on it, and it's absolute freezing. Sorry there's not been many videos coming out recently. It's just down to this lockdown, work volume going up at work, and that's not having enough time to spend in the shed or out on these cars. Do have all the parts to finish the matiz off, and do have parts to get done on the mocker as well. Videos will be coming out on the mocker soon. So will videos on the bike as well. Just want to get this matiz done before we start work on the bike. There's loads to get done on this bike. It's just going to be a long-term project. The bike is. The Triumph is locked away, all covered up and that. As I don't want to take it out when it's icy or snowing on the roads, I just don't want to drop it and wreck it. So yeah, let's switch around and let's get on with this timing belt on the matiz. So first things first, what you want to be doing is get your car jacked up, driver's side wheel taken off. Then you want to be taking the plastic cover off what hides the bottom of your engine. That's just behind your wheel, that's here. So all it is a Phillips screwdriver, well, Phillips screw here, star-shaped screw at the front of the car. So if you start unscrewing it, it's not coming off, just stick a flat screwdriver just underneath the screw, just put a little pressure under it as you're just screwing it off, and it will screw off. As you can see, that just keeps popping in and that. So just stick some pressure behind it and just pop it out, and it will come out, as you can see. And that's it there. And that's that. You will get that out of it as well. And you just pull the cover down and it should pop off. It should. So there is one there as well, and there is one that side, just up underneath, here. So just get a flat screwdriver, put your flat screwdriver in, and they pop out. So that's your cover off. Now that is showing your two belts behind here, your alternator belt and your pump belt. So the next thing is to get them off. So get your pump belt off at the front here. See these two bolts here? You want to just slacken them off. That one and that one there. Slacken it off, the pump will move forward to take this front belt off. And take the back belt off. Just on your alternator. See if I get you in. Just round about there. See that bolt? Just slacken that off there. Your alternator will pull forward and that other belt will come off. So for your belts is just get you in. Is the front belt here, your pump belt here. See that bolt there? The bolt, just blow it just there where my finger is. Just slacken them off, your pump will pull back to take this front belt off. Then your alternator belt there, see the bolt there, where my finger's pointing to, just there, right there. Slacken that off, your alternator will pull back, or pull forward to take your other belt off. Just make sure you put them exactly back where you find them. So your front pump here, your belt goes at the front of your crank pulley, your alternator one goes at the back of it. Right, Try to get this bottom pulley bolt off. So I've got an old belt here off a different car. It's a bit long, but it does the job. I've wrapped it round here, around the crank here. Goes round the top of my pump here, front pump, back underneath here, round my alternator, back round underneath here, as you can see here, right here, all that play there. So I took that underneath the top belt here. So let me see if I can just get it tucked under. As you can see there, I get it so it just tucks underneath there. Then I turn, put the socket on, and I turn this bottom crank round till this bit here goes underneath this top belt here, so it traps itself underneath. And when it's trapped itself underneath, just pull your socket, right here, pull it, and it'll go dead tight and it won't move. Then you just keep pulling and it frees off this bolt here. So you can do it with a smaller belt. If you just wrap it round here, wrap it round your pump, and along this bottom bit here, as you can see there, look, I've wrapped it round here, goes round your bottom of your crank here and tucks back underneath the top belt, just underneath the top here, so it goes back underneath the belt on here. It should work. So the bolt's undone, just wiggle this off, it pops off. You see there, it's popped off nicely. Shows you button crank here. As you see that dot there is your timing mark. That dot right hand side, that's your timing mark there. So next thing to do is undo this bottom casing there. So the bottom casing off. Bottom cover off. You have one screw here on the cover, one screw, where is it, here on the cover, and one up the top. So undo them. To get to this screw here, it is behind your dipstick, your oil stick. Just check your oil. So the bolt's here. Undo this bolt and just wiggle your stick here. And that is here. That's it. Just undo that bolt, wiggle it out, pops out the way so you can get that bolt on the bottom cover. So the next thing to do is I'm going to put it in timing, make sure it's all timed up before I take the belt off. So, timed up. Let's see if I can get in. You see that arrow on the back casing there? That has got to be lined up. Come on, zoom in you. Right, see that mark here? Where are you? There, on your top camshaft. That has got to be lined up with that there. So that'll be straight. That tooth's got to be straight on there. That's for the top end. Bottom end. The bottom end is, see that dot there? That has got to be lined up. Try and get you in just to show you. Right. You see that bit was sticking down there, like that little arrow? So it'll be there. When I take the belt off, I'll show you properly where it is. See that little point sticking down there? That's how you know it's top dead centre. So, see that mark here on that tooth here? Follow that tooth across, goes across here, there. That's got to point onto that arrow right there. That's how you know it's top dead centre. So, you undo the bolt in here, take your bolt out, then you push this here, push it over to release your belt, pull your belt off, then you just pull this off like that. There is a spring on it as well, you got to disconnect the spring from it. Get off, come on, there we go, that's the spring off, and there you go, that's your tensioner off. So your spring does hook, you'll see a screw here, hook round that there and down to your pulley here. For your timing one, let me see if I can get a better view of that. You see that like diamond shape? That's where your timing one's got to match that diamond point there. So yeah. So let's put the new one. So when it comes to your belt, just make sure it's the same length, same thickness and so on. So this is a new belt here. It's the old belt, the old pulley, new pulley, well pulley, tensioner. So yeah, don't forget to put your spring on it. Put the tensioner back on. Put your bolt in, not too tight, just finger tight so it holds it on. Then replace your belt. Just don't forget the way it came off. Alright, so timing belt is now on. So what I did was put all the bottom on first, then put the top on after. Let me just show you how I did it. Just bear with me one sec. So what I did was put the tensioner on, just tighten it just enough just to hold it on. Took the belt around the bottom here first, around my tensioner, around my water pump here. Yeah, so I've done all this first. Make sure your timing belt don't move. Done all that first, so it's all tucked around there first. Then I've come to the top, hook this side on first, so it just pulls it a little bit tight on that bottom crank without moving it, so it tucks on here. Then I pulled this side, so it pulls your tensioner across, then just slide it on. Yeah, so pretty simple really. Timing belts on these are a piece of piss, and as you can tell I've not even took any of the mountings off neither to do this. There's no point in taking it off. So the engine mount still in place, not undone it, so bonus. So yeah, that's on. So next thing to do is make sure your timing marks are still in place, make sure they have not moved when I've been putting the belt on. Pull your tensioner across, make sure it's nice and tight, tighten up the tensioner, then put everything back together. Right, so that's the tensioner all tightened up, everything's all tightened back up on it, the belt and everything's all done. All I do when it's all tightened is stick the ratchet on the top, bolt there, turn it, keep turning it, do a complete couple of circles, and it will line all your belt back up on your water pump and everything, so all your belt lines itself up, so you're not using the engine with the pressure, well the force of the engine, in case you just pull your belt off or you're not lining something up properly, so you don't damage any of your valves. So that's all I've done. I've turned it by hand, first socket 17mm on there, turned it by hand, and it lined all my belt up on my water pump and everything, just pulls everything in line. Then all I'll do is go back round, make sure to line the top timing mark back up and make sure the bottom timing mark is still in line. So yeah, everything's done. So all it is now, let's put it all back together. So there we go, all back together. There's some rattling, I've still got to tighten things up. So yeah, I think the most awkwardest bit is that bolt on the back alternator. I've got big hands, trying to get your hands down there to do that is a pain in the arse. But got it done. That's the timing belt, all done and dusted. So there we go. Timing belt done on the matiz. This took about 2.5 hours to get done. Pretty simple really. It only took 2.5 hours because I'm having to move the camera and so on, and plus go in and warm my hands up. So that's that done. All what's left to do on that is the service. That'll probably be the next video up next weekend. Get a full service done on it. Then the matiz is ready to hit the road, get out there. So hopefully by next week that'll be on the road driving. Then the mocker should be being brought round back instead of the matiz. Then the work on that be getting done. Then hopefully onto the bike. Do have quite a few other cars I need to get serviced as well from customers, so I will try and get that filmed as well. Like I said in the last videos, I do have a GoPro, the head strap and that. I was going to use it today but forgot to charge it, so that will be getting used probably when I service the car, if I remember to put it on charge. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you ain't already, please subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you in the next vid. Everyone stay safe.